Good evening. The Philippine National Police says minors as young as 12 years old allegedly experienced sexual abuse in the hands of Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. The PNP on Wednesday, September 11 says more individuals have surfaced and reported they have been victimized by Quiboloy. According to PNP Chief General Romel Marbil, these additional victims were referred to as Quiboloy's pastorals or his personal assistants. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo says some of these victims approached authorities while the police operation inside the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound in Davao City was still ongoing. Marbil says the PNP is thoroughly examining the evidence to build a solid case against Quiboloy. The PNP chief also encourages other potential victims of Quiboloy to come out. Meanwhile, Quiboloy's legal counsel Israelito Torion reminds the police not to engage in what he deems as malicious publicity. Torion calls on the police to treat the allegations against Quiboloy with fairness and professionalism. Thousands of police personnel entered the KJC compound on August 24 to serve an arrest warrant against Quiboloy and 4 of his subordinates, Jacqueline Roy, Ingrid Canada, Crescente Canada, and Sylvia Simanes. Quiboloy and the others were finally captured on September 8. The televangelist and his subordinates are facing charges of child abuse and qualified human trafficking. Quiboloy is also facing several criminal charges in the U.S., including conspiracy to engage in sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. Pastor Apollo Quiboloy will be facing the Senate probe soon, according to Senator Risa Hontiveros. In a video message on Wednesday, September 11, Hontiveros says the Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality is finalizing the schedule of their public hearing on the alleged crimes of Quiboloy and his church, Kingdom of Jesus Christ. According to Hontiveros, Quiboloy will face many questions from the Senate, particularly the reason why he recruited KJC members only to abuse them in various ways.
Marami kaming itatanong kay Apollo Quiboloy kung bakit talaga niya ginawa ang lahat ng ito at paano isinet up na yung mga taong ni-recruit niya bilang mga nananampalataya sa kanya at sa kanyang kingdom ay sa halip inabuso niya sa iba't ibang paraan. Yung mga effectively human trafficking niya sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas at pati sa ibang mga bansa para ituloy din yung kanyang mga illegal activities.
The Senate panel initiated the inquiry in January to find out the truth about the alleged crimes within the organization. Former KJC members testified during the hearings how Quiboloy physically and sexually assaulted them. In March, the Senate issued an arrest warrant against Quiboloy after his continued refusal to face the Chamber's investigation. Authorities arrested Quiboloy on September 8 in Davao City. The televangelist is facing charges for child abuse and human trafficking. The U.S. has also declared Quiboloy as one of the most wanted suspected sex traffickers. Dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Go was allegedly willing to pay 1 billion pesos to make all her troubles go away. Former Senator Ping Lacson reveals on Wednesday, September 11, that Filipino-Chinese friend was allegedly offered the money by the former mayor before she fled the country in July. According to Lacson, Go got in touch with his friend and was asked to introduce her to a contact for help. Lacson clarifies the money was not in exchange for her escape, but for help regarding Go's legal problems with the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission. Lacson describes his friend as a big businessman with dealings in China and claims to have connections to some personalities within the circle of the First Family. The former senator says his friend met with Go before her escape, but the businessman did not relay the message to his contact. To prove his story, Lacson says the friend even showed photos of him and Go together. Although the friend did not say if he had business transactions with Go, Lacson says he is certain that his friend is not into Philippine offshore gaming operations, directly or otherwise. Go is currently detained at the Philippine National Police Custodial Center after her arrest in Indonesia last September 4. She fled the country in July after the Senate ordered her arrest for her repeated failure to participate in its investigation into her alleged links to the raided Pogo in Bamban. Vice President Sara Duterte is claiming that the issues surrounding her office's use of confidential funds are part of an orchestrated attack against her. In a video released by the Office of the Vice President, Duterte claims the Makabayan bloc asked Speaker Martin Romualdez to remove the OVP's confidential funds in 2023, which the Speaker allegedly agreed to. She also cites a statement from the Makabayan Bloc in September 2023 when they announced that they would be meeting Romualdez to talk about removing the OVP's confidential funds.
Bumulong ang Makabayan Bloc kay Martin Romualdez at dahil sa kagustuhan ni Martin Romualdez na hindi siya atakihin at dahil sa gusto niyang suportahan ang Makabayan at ang NPA, nakinig siya. At ang ginawa niya, tanggalin yung budget. At para hindi halata na inaatake nila ako, tinanggalan din nila yung mga iba pang mga departments ng kanilang confidential funds.
Duterte says she was only informed by a certain congressman friend that House Committee on Appropriations Chair Zaldi Co would remove the OVP's confidential funds. According to Duterte, it was at that point that she realized that the confidential fund issue would be weaponized against her. The Vice President says the alleged attack was extended until the OVP budget deliberations on August 27. She says lawmakers already had an audiovisual presentation in a supposed script during the deliberations.
Doon sa budget hearing na nangyari noong August 27, nakita nyo na meron na silang nakahandang PowerPoint presentation, meron na silang nakahandang audiovisual presentation, meron na silang nakahanda na script na binabasa. At yung isa pa nga na congresswoman na sabi niya, wala akong panahon. Basta mahaba ito. Hindi ko mabasa letter per letter.
Some lawmakers from the House of Representatives slammed Duterte's accusations, saying it was the Vice President who made repeated responses and had a supposedly scripted video interview. Amid increasing unrest, state volcanologists warn of a possible magmatic eruption of Kanlaon Volcano, a first since 1902. In a public briefing, Phivolcs Volcano Monitoring and Eruption Prediction Division Chief Maritona Bornas says Kanlaon Volcano has been exhibiting increasing unrest, with 337 volcano-tectonic earthquakes recorded from midnight of September 10 until midnight of September 11. Additionally, 65 volcano-tectonic earthquakes were recorded from midnight until noon of September 11. Phivolcs also logged the highest amount of sulfur dioxide emission from Kanlaon Volcano with 9,985 tons per day. According to Bornas, the chances of a magmatic eruption from Kanlaon Volcano are getting higher.
Dahil po mataas po ang mga monitoring parameters natin, medyo anomalous po talaga ang mga ito, tumataas po ang tsansa na magkaroon po tayo ng magmatic eruption. Ngayon lamang po tayo magkakaroon, kung sakali man, ng magmatic eruption at hindi lamang po yan ng instrumentally monitored na magmatic eruption.
Bornas says Phivolcs last recorded a magmatic eruption from Kanlaon Volcano in 1902. She says only phreatic or steam-driven eruptions have occurred since then. However, Bornas points out that the agency could not predict exactly when the eruption could occur. Kanlaon Volcano remains under Alert Level 2, where entry into the 4-kilometer radius permanent danger zone is not allowed.
Hindi po natin masasabi sa ngayon kung kailan po yung oras, araw, linggo or buwan kung kailan magaganap ang pagputok ng bulkan. Kailangan po ay araw-araw natin itong ina-analisa at ini-evaluate. Yung pinakahuli pong magmatic eruption ng Kanlaon on record ay yung 1902. Ito po ay napaka mahinang klaseng magmatic eruption lamang at isang lava flow lamang po ang nakarecord na inilabas ng bulkan noong panahon na yun.
Slight increase in their September bills due to higher transmission charges. Meralco on Wednesday, September 11 announces that power rates this month went up by about 15 centavos per kilowatt hour. This brings the overall rate in September to 11 pesos and 78 centavos per kilowatt hour, slightly higher than the rate of 11 pesos and 63 centavos per kilowatt hour in August. The increase in electricity rate translates to a 31 peso rise in electricity bills for users consuming 200 kilowatt hours. Meralco attributes the power rate increase to the hike in transmission charge or the cost of delivering power supply to the firm's distribution system. According to Meralco, the generation charge again recorded a slight drop this month but was still inadequate to cancel the increase in transmission charge. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.